I am going to make a type of video that I have not made in years. So one thing that as a YouTuber whose YouTube channel is old enough to have its own YouTube channel, I've been part of the very, very early internet. And I'm getting to a point in time where people are looking at videos that released when I was in college, so the UF days. So basically, my delimiter for holy shit, I'm getting old is, are people nostalgic for things that came out when I was an adult, right? And I'm starting to see comments on videos from like 7, 8 years ago and being like, oh, this is so old. I remember when this came out, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, what do you mean? This isn't that long ago. Oh, this video is pretty recent, isn't it? This is a more recent meme. And then I realize just how long ago 20 I guess like 7 years ago would be. Now it's 20. Oh my god, it's 2018. I've been part of the maker space since 2018. And yeah. I consider there to be a so I never watched YouTube videos before I was 12, 13 because one, I'm glad that I was kept off of it because I would have been sub-toss in the first place. And second off, I wasn't even allowed to like watch YouTube, which is well, that's a different story. Anyways, my point is that I remember early YouTube before YouTube for me was like meme base. I remember the earliest days of some of the earliest days of I Can Hash Cheeseburger. Um, and well, when I say I haven't made one of these videos in a very long time, I more mean one of these long, rambly videos of kind of giving a generic update of what's going on in my life. Um, I know that, I'm kind of taking an analog horror route with my surface level content. Um, because that's kind of the vibe I've been having the past 3 or so years of my life. Well, yeah, analog horror was the past. Well, it's more like digital horror. Well, yeah, it went from analog horror in pre-COVID to digital horror, but um, I don't know how long ago I used to make these cringy, rambly videos, but I think most people that actually have been watching my videos for years or has extensively known me, but I mean, this is one of those things where you would have had to have known me when I was very young, when I was 12, 13, and I started this channel. Um, but I was very, very cringe in a very painful way. I was. I. I mean, I suppose that if someone has been labeling me something for years, that maybe I should look at what that label means. But it doesn't help that this specific label doesn't have a surface level definition that really fit me. And while it was something of interest to me, I never really bothered to. I didn't understand what was going on. I really didn't. If you've been assuming this entire time that I knew that I'm a little bit too obsessed with geometry and other forms of the letter G and the rest of the alphabet, but I need to let you know. I'm only just now understanding and realizing it. Sorry, I'm a little blasted. But I know that I was talking about things, really uncomfortable things for other makers, um, that people that did not realize, and probably should have realized that I'm a minor, but I I looked weird. I'm I'm sorry if I made anyone feel uncomfortable about that, and that's mostly a form of realization of holy shit, yeah, I am cringe because I have so much trauma associated with the types of things that I was being cringy about. I was a little too open about certain things. I was a little too forward with a lot of things, and I wore outfits like this. And I didn't put this on for the. I came from the makerspace. I didn't have my phone, so I could not really record a video. But it was really fun, anyways. But so I understand that my outfits are the equivalent of me walking around like I'm covered in pride flags. And in a way, I am. I just did not realize what I was representing. And if. And I'm happy to and I'm happy that, you know, I'm representing something that I think, personally, is the direction I think I would prefer the world to go towards. And for that reason, slowly over time, I'm probably going to change the nature of the content of this channel, but otherwise sort of bring back the part of me that was lost in the cleanup. I hated myself because I no-clipped into the back rooms really, really hard, and you don't really understand who you are until you really, really read your own room. As much as it's talking, as much as you're told to read other people and read other people's rooms and their expressions and everything, do you really stop to look at who you are as a person based on your wallpapers? Whether the one that you have as a background, or the things that you hang up as posters, or your literal wallpaper, your furniture, everything, the small things you do to personalize your world. That says a lot about who you are, and I would like to think I'm a good representation of certain archetypes. But it's not that I'm growing distant to this channel. I very much definitely want to keep this channel for as long as I live. And longer, of course, archivally. But that one of the most important things we don't really realize is that we watch everyone's online lives, everyone's lives, frame by frame.